Hey Flosstube, it's Kerry and Stitches. It's Friday the 25th of March and this is Flosstube 118. Hello and welcome! Welcome. Welcome if you're a new viewer. It's lovely to have you here with me. Drop me a message below and tell me how you found my channel. It's always nice to know where people have come from. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. At some point I'll go, words Kerry, you know this. It's a good thing it's not a drinking game. Right, so what's been happening the last 2 weeks? Not a lot really. A lot of reading. Just absolutely fallen down the Kindle Unlimited, new tripod, and if I put my hands on the table it wobbles the camera, so try not to do that. Yeah, fallen down the Kindle Unlimited rabbit hole. I am way over my Goodreads challenge. I'm on 45 books out of 30 that I plan to stitch. Yeah, it's fine, I'm going with it. At some point I'll stop reading, so, well, I won't stop reading, but I'll just read less. And that's okay, we'll just go with it for now. My stitching's taking a bit of a, I used to only read in bed, but yeah, stitching's taking a bit of a bash because I've been reading. I mean, last weekend I pretty much only read, I think I read 6 books in 3 days, so just going with it. So, looking around, yeah, okay. Other than that, nothing really has been happening here. I went for a walk this morning with my friend. It's been beautiful, glorious, warm weather, so I'm not going to complain. Celebrating my mum's birthday, Smothering Sunday this weekend, new Formula 1 season started, hurrah! Talk more about that later. Okay, so let's jump in with some whips. Oh, I did record my tour de wall. That is on, that is up, that went up yesterday, so go and check that out. It's a 14-minute video. So, yeah. First up on the whips we've got Huck Farm, Blue Flower. That's where I'm at. It's almost a page finish. I've only got to stitch Ghost Bear, a couple of birds, and then the top of a basket and a bear's head at the, sort of here. This bit border here, I've got the colours around the wrong way, but never mind. I don't care. It's fine. I like it. I'm going with it. It works fine. It's good, all good. And I'm stitching that on a 36 count Sparklies fabric called Snowy Skies. You'll hear me talk a lot about Sparklies fabrics. I've been in her Fabric of the Month club for a couple of years now. I've got a lot of 36 count Sparklies. I've got a lot of 18 count Sparklies. Those are my 2 fabric clubs that I've done. I intend to potentially move to 30, to a 20 count maybe, or 25. So yeah, that's my stuff. Next up is Sledding Gnome by Mill Hill. Ooh, there we go. From their Gnome Quartet collection. And this is being stitched on the kit fabric, which is a 28 count Wichelt fabric called Star Sapphire. And I love Star Sapphire. I've done a lot of things on the 32 count of it. So there we go. So what did I stitch this last time you saw? Gnome beard. That's not a snowdrift. That's a gnome beard. So there's some potentially some counting out. So that's my plan is to try and stitch the gnome now, and then hopefully I can just fudge it and it'll be fine. Because that's a lot of white and I wasn't ripping it out. Oh, just turn the needle minder. There we go. I've also been stitching on my temperature library. So this is the Jardin Prive version. It's a free one on their website. Mine's an 18 count Pewter by PTP. And there I'm at. So I'm halfway through March. I think I'm up to March 16th. So a few days to catch up on, but I'm enjoying stitching on this. And this glorious warm weather means that I'm going to be putting in these colours here. So I think we've had a couple of 19-degree days and a couple of 18. So yellow, yellow, yellow. But we also apparently had, I do wonder how accurate AccuWeather actually is. Because it said it was -3 on Monday, but then it went up to 19 degrees, which I kind of find a bit bizarre, but I'm sticking with at least if I stick with one, and it does say my proper location, so unless there's another Worcestershire somewhere. I know there's Worcesters elsewhere, but not Worcestershires, so Anyway, so yeah, so I'm enjoying it. So I think Monday is going to be green with like the really dark blue. So, and climate change for you, but there's all squiffy. But I'm having fun, and this month's emblem-y doodah thing is going to be a daffodil for my mum's birthday. Okay. I had a finish. I seem to have got threads everywhere now. I had a finish. My favourite things by, that's not the one. That's the one that's May's. I finished June's because I'm not at all working things backwards here. There we go. Oh, so there's June. I need to put some beads on the strawberry, but other than that. This is My Favourite Things. It was a series, one a month in 2020 in Cross Stitch magazine, designed by Zoe Patching. I'm stitching mine on Vintage Country Mocha. This tennis racket I charted myself, kind of based on a Lucy Heaton mouse design from a Wax magazine. I can't remember the issue now. But I made my own sort of adaptation to it because it should have had the thread tag, and I decided I didn't want to do those. So I've been adding things in if they've needed them. Some of them have got like really, really small thread tags and don't really need to put anything else in, or you could just get away with like putting another one of the, a lot of them have got like little doodads like that. You could get away with just kind of strategically placing a couple of those and it'd be fine. But yeah, so that's another one to FFO. I've not done any of that this last 2 weeks. So, oh, there we go. Oh, there goes my white thing. I did have a new start, which was what I planned to do last time. And it's a free design called 4V from Lila Studio. I've linked it below, and there we go. So that's where I'm at. It's not the full design. I'm basically stitching part of the design, which looks a bit like this. Ooh. There we go. Looks like that. And I'm just stitching the circular birdie one on just up here, up there. So that's where I'm at. So it's been a thread a day kind of week. So, but hopefully I should get that finished this weekend. Did I say 18 count slightly spring from Sparklies? Yeah, there we go. So that's that. That's the stitching. Not a lot of it this time. I mean, I've done a lot of work on Huck Farm. I think I've done about 2,000 stitches on Huck Farm, so it's kind of, you know, that's taken up a big chunk of my time. So, haul really isn't anything exciting this time. Magic by Lady in the charity shop. I bought it. I couldn't work out the count in the shop. I guessed it was 14. Kind of hoped it was 18. Guessed it was 14. If nothing else, I'm going to practice dyeing and things with it. And I've got a couple of things I need white for. And it is actually completely plain on the other side. You can't see that, but it is plain on the other side, so I can always just flip it and use it as white Ada, because I bought this chart, which I will need white Ada for. Next door having an extension built. It's not fun. Yeah, so I bought Fiddlesticks AU for my Royal Wedding, Platinum Jubilee, and I'm going to stitch it in purple because the first class stamp is going to be purple from May, June, whenever it comes out. So that works perfectly. And the second class is going to be a really nice teal colour. So exciting. There we go. So there, that's that. I also grabbed a fat quarter in the charity shop with just some like check fabric. I just thought it's a kind of random neutrally thing. It's quite good for the thing. My threads from Sparklies came in. I ordered another couple of Mirkwoods for my Barbara Anna's because a couple of them have got Mirkwood in them, and I wanted to make sure I had a separate skein for each one, just because so I could make sure I had enough. Because I guess because these really are hand dyed. Well, they are. Well, I mean, they're all hand dyed, but these really are like small batch hand dyeds that I wanted to make sure that they were ones dye lots. That'll cover it. I asked Kate to do me some reds. She didn't have any reds. She's got loads of pinks, but so she did me these two called Berry Festive, and I wanted them specifically to go with Mirkwood, and I think that's pretty cool. It's a slightly more orangey red than a bluey red. I kind of prefer blue reds than orange reds, but they work well together, and it's really nice. So I've got a couple of those. And then that just leaves Cross Stitcher magazine. Ooh. So that's the cover kit. It's a card kit. There we go. This is issue 382 and it's the May one. So let's have a quick look through. So there's the cover kit again. I like the strawberry next month. I'm planning on doing that one. I might actually finish it as a strawberry. Not as a strawberry. I might actually finish it as a triangle hanging thing rather than gluing it on. So contents. Let's just get the back cover in the right place. There we go. The Willow Fabrics offers what's new, all that kind of stuff. That is the May design from Zoe Patching. I think that's really sweet. She does like this sketchy kind of look, which is cool. We've got Peony Patches pillow. That is full coverage. That is almost full coverage. The flowers aren't, and then they're stitched on a greeny, bluey green Ada. What is it? Misty blue Ada. Letters. We've got a recipe book cover. Looks like a Susan Bates. I've got Maria Diaz then. Susan Bates. What else have we got? Garden greetings cards. A design from the Emma Congdon Earth book, and there's also an interview with her. Cross Stitch for the Earth. We'll get the name right in a minute. Which the work still had. The best thing. The best one in. Camper van. That's cute. That is Jane Pritton. We've got part 3 of the Elephant Afghan. Cat letter library and the numbers. They are all black cats. A really sweet little bird sampler. I think that's really cute. So many of them so big. And I just like that it's not kind of like, it's quite an understated one. It's quite sweet. Interview with Nearind, or Nyarind, I'm not entirely sure how you say her name. She's the Welsh cross stitch designer. We've got part 2 of the Cut Through Lighthouse, which is Amanda Butler, and that's the top half of it basically. Yes, it is full coverage. All that sky is to be stitched. Wow. I actually thought the clouds weren't stitched. Turns out they are. We've got the Stitch Challenge, which are cake bands, and I think that fox is really cute. Some Stitcher Spotlight things, which are about cards and matching buttons. Oh, smack myself in the face of the magazine. It's the Stitch Along. The destinations one is Cairo. And then coming next month, Strawberries and the Queen. That's a very beautiful design, but I just wouldn't want to stitch something that big. I just want some little things. Yeah, so that's Cross Stitcher 382. Check the number there. Yeah, plans. Well, with my reading book and how I feel, I'm just going to go with whatever. I'd like to get Spot Sampler out. That was called for Whitlow this month and I haven't touched it yet. So maybe try and get 2 days. Let's be realistic. I think if I remember rightly, I am 3 days behind on 4 days behind on Huck Farm, 3 days behind on Huck Farm, 4 days. I've got 1 more day to do on Well Rounded, and all of 7 days to do on Thingamabob. My Animal Adventure didn't happen this month, and that's fine. I'm not going to stress over what stitching I don't do. It'll get done eventually, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. So as I'd like to stitch on those. I've got 3 challenge stitches that I really need to finish. One's on Huck Farm, temperature library needs another 4 houses, and I'd like to get the little bird done. So that's my plans. So yeah, and hopefully actually when you see me next, I won't remember that end of rain. So I shall grab I'll pop into Asda on Monday and grab a couple of little frames for it. So yeah, that's pretty much it, except for all the stuff I need to tell you about. Okay, so I was talking to Anita, the Violet Stitcher. I will talk about her in a minute. We were talking, she loves Formula 1 like I do. And she was saying it's a shame it's not a stitch along, kind of a bit like the one that Brenda did for the Olympics. So I came up with one. So I'm going to insert it here. And yeah, big graphic on the screen that hubby helped me design. And yeah, so each track is around 300 kilometres, which I've equated to be around 300 stitches. So, for example, Jeddah this weekend is 308. So, stitch 308 stitches on a piece. I'm going to try... Actually, I failed miserably. It would have been nice to have had the same piece for the whole year, but I crashed and burnt really badly last week. So, I was going to do my favourite things. I did stitch 300 stitches on it in the end, but I should stitch over that. And then we've got your team colours. So McLaren for me would be orange or papaya and blue. So coffee from Ink Circles is pretty much orange and blue and grey. So I think that'd work quite well. And what else we got? Actually, yeah, because my McLaren hood is grey. Yeah, let's go with that. And then 10 stitches for every point scored by your team. Now, bless one of the stitchers that joins in with me last month had to stitch 440 because she was a Ferrari fan and they got a 1-2. McLaren didn't score a point. Oh well. Not good for the season, but with my stitchy bug being absent, it kind of worked in my favour. So if you are a sports fan and you want to join in, please do. Yeah. The hashtag's on Instagram, Stitch F1. So, yeah. Under 1,000 subs club. Back to Anita. So Anita is the Violet Stitcher. She is in the UK. She's got some beautiful, beautiful projects and quite diverse too. She's doing this giant, huge cell, and I forget what it is. It's got a rabbit on it. I don't remember what it is, but it is huge, and I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. It looks like it's full coverage. She's got a dragon on the go. Stitches kind of fun and quirky stuff as well. She's also a glass worker, and she has an Etsy store with some of her pieces of fused glass in, which are really, really beautiful, including some needle minders. I want to get myself on. Yeah, so go and check out Anita. Did I say she's another UK stitcher? She is. Yeah, go and check out Anita. If you can hear the background noise, that is next door's extension still. It's going to be one of those afternoons. I'd say I'd pause the recording and carry it and do it next, but you know what's going to happen. It's going to be here till like tea time. But here you go. Anyway, next up is Amanda, who is Sycamore Stitches, and she's stitching things from the Emma Congdon book and other stuff that I can't remember because I've lost my piece of paper with all my stuff on. The only reason why I remember what Anita's stitching is because well, kind of remember, so it was really bad. It's because we'd been having this conversation. And then there is, lastly, Stephanie, who is Vintage So Gal. And I can't remember anything she's stitching, but I remember liking what she was stitching. That's a terrible shout out, isn't it? But go and check them out. See if you can remember for more than 5 minutes about what they've stitched, because I certainly can't, and that sounds really awful. But yeah. When it sounded like they weren't memorable. I wrote them down and I made notes, and I knew that I enjoyed them enough to want to go back and watch them again. But no, can't remember. That's my memory for you. So that's the Under 1,000 Subs Club for this month, week, fortnight. I've recorded this video once already and I can't remember what I'm saying, whether I've said things, because I know I've said them, but did I say them in this video? It's a hot mess. Oh well. If you've been here before, you know what I'm like. So I'm going to leave it here. I think 20 minutes is plenty long enough. So take care, friends, and until I see you in 2 weeks' time, Take care and happy stitching. I'll try and be back next week with one of my, this is how I do it. Really wanted to sing then, but nobody needs to hear that. Take care, friends. Happy stitching. Bye-bye.